All right, so back with another update. Try to make it quick. Y'all know I can ramble, and I would be lying if I told y'all I took notes because I didn't. Um, well, I did. I took one note, but I didn't take any notes. So I'll be 24 weeks Friday, officially 6 months. Um, Everything's going great. Had an appointment today. Um, the last place where we left off, we talked about me potentially having gestational diabetes. My levels just may have been kind of high when my doctor he decided to not do the early test when I went in that office visit. I so happened to have blood work scheduled, so when my blood work was redone, my levels were low. Well, not low. I'm sorry. My levels were okay. So he didn't see the need to bring me in for a early um, 1 hour glucose test like he thought before. They normally are scheduled at 24 weeks. So I was originally scheduled to have it tomorrow, the 26th, but I had to reschedule my appointment. Hold on. I had to reschedule my appointment. So now that appointment is not until July the 9th. But either way, I was supposed to have my 1 hour glucose scheduled for the 26th, which would be tomorrow. It is now pushed back another, 2.5 weeks for me having to reschedule. So either way, that unless that test comes back with a problem, my new blood work didn't show the need to do a 1 hour glucose test earlier. Nothing much has changed. I did have a bit of a scare last week. As you know, I check my blood pressure twice a day. I had a dental appointment on Tuesday, and I checked it that morning. My pressure was extremely low that morning. So on days when it's low, I'll take my blood pressure medicine like mid-afternoon, like 11 or 12, instead of taking it, early in the morning, because I found that when I do take my blood pressure medicine, if my pressure is low, I feel horrible. And so that day I didn't take it, went to the dentist, had my appointment, came home, checked it. Pressure was still low, but I still took it. I was in a lot of pain because I'm pregnant. The dentist couldn't give me as much pain medicine as he normally would have in another situation. So I don't know if that was the cause of it. I don't know. I had some personal stuff going on too, or this could have been a fluke in my body. Who knows at this point, to be honest. But to make long story short, checked it that night. I noticed it was higher. Not horribly high, but it was like 140/89, which when I take my medicine, like I say, my pressure is either low or it's like good, like 120/60s and 70s. So for me to have taken my medicine and it was that high, that just kind of told me to take it again. So I waited about an hour, took it again, up higher, waited an hour, took it again, up higher. My boyfriend was like, oh, you probably just need some rest, get you some rest. I wasn't stressing or anything. I wasn't stressing about it. But I couldn't go to sleep knowing that at this point, now it's like 150/90, and I've taken, my medicine. So I took it again, and it was like 160/99. Still didn't go, didn't panic too much, but I'm like, okay, what's going on? Laid down in the bed, watch some, stuff on the phone to kind of calm my spirits, not think about my blood pressure at all. Checked it again, it was 188 over 110. I woke him up, he was like, no, go to the ER. So went to the ER, and I already told y'all, in the beginning when I first did this, I am a praying woman. I believe in God, Jesus, the whole nine. I've had some recent events in my life over the last couple of years, but even more recent that, I've always known who God was, but it's becoming deeper for me. So the way I prayed and read scriptures, that's why it's good to get into your book, because you think of scriptures, you think of the word, you think of promises, of God. And I just started blasting them out, saying I'm pleading the blood of Jesus, just talking to God, because I wasn't trying to think the worst, but you're going to think the worst. Almost 23 weeks, they say preeclampsia starts showing up after 20 if it's going to show, but it's normally in the third trimester. But still, I've known people who, like I said, my best friend who got it at 25 weeks. Hold on. So yeah, I was just trying not to let that be my situation. Let her come earlier than what she needs to be. It was crazy because I had literally just read something that day, or an app came up on my phone, and one of the notifications were that you have viability at 23 weeks, which means for whatever reason, if your child is born early, even though it's going to be a long road, the chances of survival is great after 23 weeks. But who wants to go through that? So especially when I'm trying to make it way further, that definitely wasn't in the plan. So anyway, got to the ER, they checked me, took me to labor and delivery. They gave me some blood pressure medicine. It didn't go up, but it stayed in that level, 188 over 110 type deal. So I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew my blood pressure cuff at home must be accurate. Then it went to 177 over 99, still in that range. But they did a blood panel, and in doing that blood workup, they had a workup. They worked a whole bunch of stuff: lupus, kidney function, CBC panel. It was all type of labs that came through, hemoglobin, everything. But one of the workups were pertaining just to preeclampsia, where they check 3 different types of proteins. It's the same protein, but they check how it's measured, the way the nurse explained it to me. So it's milligrams when they do it in your urine versus creatinine when they combine it together. Then it's another way they measure it when it's just straight urine without putting the creatinine level in it. Then they have a blood test, and then they checked my creatinine, and it was one more. It was 3 things, but either way, everything came back great. So the doctor immediately ruled out preeclampsia, which settled me right away. He ruled that out, and we just waited for more and more tests to come in, and he couldn't find anything. My pressure stayed that elevated for probably about 3 hours. Then I got happy because it jumped down to 130 over 80. So I was like, okay. And then it jumped right back up to 170 or 160 over 99. So they gave me some more blood pressure medicine. And then finally it just started coming down. The machine took it every 15 minutes. It started coming down and coming down and coming down and coming down. So don't know if it was a fluke, don't know what it was. I just know I prayed, told God don't let preeclampsia be there, and it wasn't there. So that was just something that I dealt with last week. I saw my OB I can't even say the next day, that later that morning, because I was discharged from the ER about 6, 7 that morning, and my OB called me around 10 asking me could I be to his office in about an hour. So got there, he went over everything that happened because they called him while I was there. Went over everything that happened, and when I got there, my pressure was too low. It was low how it was that other morning, that previous morning. It was 106 over 68. So not too low, but still low. So yeah. So he checked everything. The only thing that hadn't come back yet were my lupus panel. He said that's kind of a more it's a more detailed test, so it takes a couple of days for it to come back. So yeah, just want to give you a quick update. Still no preeclampsia, thank God. I go back to the high risk OB. I went today. I go back in 4 weeks. That will put me at 28 weeks. Then I will go back again after that at 32 weeks. And that visit is the visit when I had to stay and end up delivering my son. So that's what keeps playing in my head. Like, okay, it was, when you went back at 28, you was fine. When you went back at 32, that's when all hell broke loose. So I'm praying that that doesn't happen this time. I see my regular OB on the 9th. I was supposed to see him tomorrow, but that's gone. So I see him on the 9th. When I see him, we're going to do the 1 hour glucose, go over everything. After that appointment on the 28th too, the high-risk OB told me once I'm 30 weeks, I will start seeing them every 2 weeks. That's what it is. So once I'm 30 weeks, I start going every 2 weeks. Still working out. This week I didn't get much working out in. I got a lot of rest because of what happened. Just making sure, my body didn't need to rest. I've been trying to get a lot of rest, working on my sleeping pattern. I do have a bad sleeping pattern, not gonna lie, but I'm getting better. It's my goal now to be sleep by 11. Sometimes it's midnight, but even if it's midnight, at least I'm already in the bed by 11. It was worse than that. What else? Still taking the baby aspirin, still taking vitamin D, still taking an omega vitamin. All those aid towards reducing your risk in preeclampsia. Still on CMOS, need to get another jar. And I'm also doing, this is why I have to write notes. Oh my gosh. So I have working out, even though I didn't get a workout this end. And I said I wasn't going to do the morning workouts, but now I'm thinking about trying it again, especially with me going to sleep earlier. I'm starting to feel better going to sleep earlier. So if I can, I may, because right now my body's waking up on its own about 8:30 when I go to sleep earlier. When I don't wake up till like 9:30, 10. So if I can wake up on my own at 8:30, I can probably make myself set my alarm clock, to wake up at 5, get there at 6. Because right now it's just so hot. It's cool in the gym, but still just that traveling to the gym, it's just so hot. So those afternoon workouts, although I do feel good, kill me. That's one thing I can say in pregnancy. You have no energy. I can't speak for everybody, but as much energy as I don't have, it's like while I'm working out, yes, I'm tired, but you feel good. You feel, I don't know, I can't explain it. You feel good. So do that. Try my best to eat better. Make sure I'm taking in protein. It's crazy that protein, anyway, I don't want to get there. I think I went that road before. Making sure I'm, taking in the right amounts of protein, eating the best I can. But I'm not the best eater, because when I get a craving, I normally fall in for it. There's CMOS, and hold on. I cannot think. I'm having a brain freeze right now. It's a tea that I make. I boil leaves. It has many benefits. And I'm so embarrassed. I cannot think of that right now. But yeah, boil that tea, boil those leaves to make the tea. And even if I don't do that, I still have peppermint tea before I go to bed. That just kind of calm me. That don't have any benefits. That's just something personal that I do for me. Makes me feel better. And the baby aspirin. And then one study that I'm doing, remember I told you I read something that say your chances increases more by taking the baby aspirin at night. So I do that. Make sure I take it at night instead of in the morning or midday. And just a quick recap, the reason why I'm doing this, I have lupus and kidney transplant, and I'm over 35. Those three things make you at a higher risk for having preeclampsia. Kidney transplant alone makes your risk high for having preeclampsia, not so much lupus. I mean, lupus is there, but it's not on the end as kidney transplant. Plus, once you've already had preeclampsia before, your chances increase. And I had it with my son at 32 weeks, had to deliver him at 33 weeks for being in the hospital for about a week. So yeah, so I have those 4 things against me. 2 ailments, my age, and then already experiencing it before. So sorry, this update wasn't what I thought. I don't think I'm gonna wait 4 full weeks. I may come back sooner because I do have an appointment in 2.5 weeks. So I may come back with that one. If not, and I do wait the 4 weeks when I see the high risk doctor, because that doctor gives me a little bit more detail and information. My OB does draw a lot of blood though as well. But if I do wait the 4 weeks, my point is after that, I will come back every 2 weeks with a update. Remember, the end goal is for us to make it to 37 weeks. We're now at 20, we'll be 24 Friday. And today is Tuesday. So we're at 23. So we just have 14 more weeks to go. So yeah, if everything goes well, I will release these videos and we'll see if this helps someone. Y'all, it's soursop. As soon as I ended the video, I went to the pantry and I was able to, yeah, soursop leaves, I'm sorry. It has many benefits. Yeah, it has a lot of benefits. Nothing directly to preeclampsia, but just the benefits it has will help aid things that could lead to it. The same as I'm about to start drinking beet juice, fresh beet juice. That also helps with blood pressure and keeping things low. And I forgot to add that I think I told you the last time that I was having a hard time drinking on water. I'm back with water to where I'm craving it, to where I think I had to force myself to drink it how I used to. And once I started, my palate changed. Now I'm drinking 4 or 5 bottles a day. That helps also for the protein portion of preeclampsia, keeping your kidneys flushed, keeping them working, and you know, just keeping so things aren't backed up in there, because the protein is basically a sign of kidney damage, so you want to keep them as strong as possible. I was also told by my OB to add vitamin C. I will be honest, I bought some, but I'm not consistent with taking them. I should be for other reasons too, but I bought some really big tablets. And it's not that I have a problem with taking pills, but these tablets are huge. So yeah, vitamin C is something that I was told to look into. I did purchase it. So yeah, soursop leaves is what it was. And I'm going to be adding beet juice also to help with blood pressure. And I'm going to continue working out. And yeah, we'll just see how things end. Thank you.